Hi, my name is Nicola White. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm a London mudlark with a creative permit issued by the Port of London Authority. I'm passionate about searching for historical artefacts left out at low tide along the River Thames, and then researching the stories behind those objects. Join me to see what I'm going to find today. Oh, look at those 3 swans flying over the barrier. What a beautiful sight first thing in the morning. Look what I've spotted down here. Just here. In the corner, it's a little W. A little W. What's that next to it? Nothing. It's a little W for white. Well, fancy that. I wonder what that came from. Well, look what I've just pulled out of the mud. I saw a bit of lead poking out and gave it a little tug and realised it was part of some stained glass window, but didn't realise that it was going to be quite so nice. Look at this. It's quite a sizable chunk. So I'm going to have to get it out, take it home and clean it up. Look, it's got red, blue, blue there. Now, where can that have come from? It's so interesting. I found some stained glass before near Tower Bridge, but not as nice as this. What an interesting find. What an interesting and unexpected find. It's so weird, the things you find here. Let's get it out. See the imprint it's left there. Let's get this out. I think that is the end of it. Oh, it does go on a bit, actually. Let's have a look. Oh, it goes on down here, across here as well. There's still, there's green, yellow. Oh, and it's going on. How much is there going to be? Oh, wow. Okay, there we are, look. A massive great chunk of stained glass. Well, that's going to be fun to get that in my bag, isn't it? Looking forward to cleaning that up. Wow. The Thames never fails to surprise. Can you spot the key? Can you spot it down there? Let's go a little closer. There it is. It's funny the amount of keys you get on the Thames foreshore. I've got quite a few. I need to do something with them. I've just seen down here the most beautiful, or at least I think it's a marble, the most beautiful marble. Look at this. Oh, and I think it's blue. That is a beauty. And there's a beautiful sun to do a marble in the sun shot. Where's the sun? Ah, it's behind me. Ah, there we go. Right, look at this. Oh, look at that beautiful blue colour. Wow, that is lovely. Well, I have just seen somebody down here waiting to be found. Where is he? There, look! Look at that! This is a pipe bowl with a man on there, and he's holding something. There's a boat coming, and so there's going to be a bit of wake. So, I don't know whether to wait for the wake. We'll take it out now. No, I kind of want to savour this. Okay, this is so special. Now, it's just a bowl, there's no stem, but look, you see that little chap there? There'll probably be somebody on the other side, possibly a woman, or maybe a man. Yeah, there is somebody there. Let's give this a wash and have a closer look. Well, that was a lucky spot. That was a lucky spot. You know, sometimes it's it's all about luck. You just look in the right place at the right time. Yeah, I can see another person there. Something there as well, actually. Something just there at the front. I think we'll be able to see it a lot better when it's dried out. Look at that. Well, I'm not quite sure what he's doing, or what they're doing, but I love them. You can see where it's been smoked as well, around the edge there. It's really black. They could be farmers maybe, or fishermen. Further investigation is needed. I do believe I can spy a bead here. Here it is, look, a lovely little blue bead. For all you bead fans out there. And I've also spotted something just over here, which might be nothing, but might be something. It's a piece of metal just down here. Let's have a look. And, oh look! Yeah, that would have been a little brooch. A lucky brooch by the looks of it, because that looks like a wishbone, and that looks as if it's a little flower or a little clover or something. It's quite quaint, isn't it? It would have had little stones in it. So early 1900s, I'd say. Cute. Now, what have we got here? Is this a coin? Is this a coin? See it? I think it is. Oh, half a coin. Half a coin, and that looks like George V, I think. Ooh, strange, isn't it? I wonder why it's been cut in half. Yes, that is George V. Well, half of him anyway. I can see two things here. Firstly, a little piece of shrapnel from the era of World War II. And over here, I can see a coin. Just down here, look, it could be a modern one. Let's have a look. Oh, it's pretty worn. Although, oh, actually, no, that's not a coin. That is a little tag with 41 on it. And I can hear my phone ringing, so let me answer it. Oh, I've just dug up some kind of old tool, something to do with boats or ships. Unfortunately, I don't have my gloves in my bag. I may have to take this though. Let's have a look here. Yeah, look, it's quite interesting. It's got a hook at the end and something here at the top, some leather, some wood. Now I know exactly who would know what this is, and that's my friend Monica. I do feel like I need to take it and find out exactly what it is. Some of you might know already what it is. It's got some nice copper nails in it as well. See there? Something to do with shipbuilding, I believe. Or anyway, something to do with ships. Something to do with a bilge, maybe? I don't know, but we will find out. We will find out. What I could do is give it a rinse off to make it slightly easier to carry. I have just found a plastic bag, so I'll be able to wrap that around the bit here so I can carry it easier. Right, let's give it a little wash off, because I'm sure it's something I should take. I think it's something of interest, and so I don't want to leave it here. I know you probably think I'm bonkers, but okay, just bear with me on this one. Okay, let's do it. Right, so that's better. And if you look at it, it's really a piece of craftsmanship. See those lovely copper nails there? And that is wood here. This is, I think it's leather. There's leather here as well. And then this is metal and there's a hook at the end. It may have something to do with the bilge pump. It might have nothing to do with the bilge pump, but we will find out. We will find out. I love anything maritime, anything to do with ships and shipbuilding, the daily life of a ship. So, yeah, hopefully this is something to do with that. I wondered what all the noise was about over there, and I've just realised that actually the barrier, or part of the barrier, is closing. Let me zoom in. You see that end one there? Maybe they're testing it. And there's also another segment just there. Well, look what we've got here. This one is a nice decorated Victorian pipe. If we're lucky, we might get a maker on it. Let's see if I can get it out. Yeah, it's a nice decorated Victorian pipe. I was hoping there might be a maker on there, but I don't think there is. But it's really pretty though. Have a closer look at home. I've just seen down here what looks like a silhouette, a muddy silhouette of a bottle stopper. See it there? Now, could I be right? Could I be right? I really hope so. It's a lovely big one if it is a bottle stopper. Let's find out. Do you know what? It is indeed a bottle stopper. Oh, very chunky one too. Oh, and it's got something on it. Oh, amazing. Oh, that's great. Let's see what it says on there. It says something royal. What's that? Special. What's that? S-P-E... something royal. Looks like a musical note at the end there. I don't know. Speg royal or something. Wow, that is the best bottle stopper I have found in a long while. Ooh, beautiful. Isn't it nice to relieve it of that muddy film? And you know what's coming now, don't you? The bottle stopper and the sun shot. Now, where's the sun? Oh, there it is. Oh, yes, look at that shot. There you are, bottle stopper. You can shine once more. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I was just examining a piece of pottery, hoping that there was going to be a name on it. This bit here, and there isn't a name, by the way, unfortunately. But then I noticed a coin, just there. So let's have a look. Now, what is that? Is that a halfpenny? No, that says 1/2 penny. And let's give it a little dip in this little pool. 1/2 penny, and I can't see what's on that side, and I can't actually see what it says around the edge either. What does that say? Oh, I can see a date. 19. Is that 1916? I think it is. Right, one to look at when I get home. Now something's caught the light here and it's attracted my attention. What is this? Is it something industrial? No, I don't think so because it's decorated. Looks like the handle to something, doesn't it? There's a little screw bit here, so maybe... maybe, I don't know. What do you think? Quite ornate though. Intriguing. Actually, I just also picked up something vaguely similar, but not ornate. So I just put it in my bag. Where is it? Where is it? It is, here it is. Ugh, got a muddy hand now. It's something which I thought initially could be a pipe stem, like a Bakelite one, but it's not. I think it's metal. It's got a hole in that end and a hole in that end. So I'm also interested to know what this is. I'll clean both of these things up when I get home and we can have a closer look. Look what I've seen here. Looks like a bowl, broken base of a bowl with a lovely scene in it. Look at that. So pretty. Another little world in a fragment. I've come over to this very plasticky corner of the foreshore. Unfortunately, lots of rubbish washes up here on particular tides. And as well as rubbish and plastic, you get the occasional Thames orphan like this one. Looks like Pepper. Well, Pepper, it's your lucky day. You're coming home with me to the Thames Tideline Art Lost Toys Orphanage. Hi everyone, thank you very much indeed for watching my video. Welcome to my studio. How are you doing? I hope that wherever you're watching from in the world, that all is well with you. So another mudlarking outing with a rather mixed bag of finds and some rather eclectic ones. From this, let's face it, rather boring and dirty looking old part of bilge pump. I'm reliably informed that that's what it is, part of a bilge pump from an old ship, probably late 19th, early 20th century, I think, to something that was made to be rather more glamorous and beautiful, this stained glass, which of course has seen better days, but it looks a lot better than it did when I first pulled it out of the mud. You can see the colours a lot better now, and there's some texture on the glass too. So I do love this, but we'll take a closer look at it in a moment. I firstly wanted to mention the structures that you will have seen at the beginning of the video, just in case you don't know what they are. I expect many of you do know, but just in case you don't, those structures make up what is known as the Thames Barrier. So the barrier was built to protect London from exceptionally high tides and to protect London from flooding. It was first operational in 1982 and they started work on it in 1974, and it's a real feat of engineering, particularly when you see some of the barriers opening and closing. You really realise just how incredible it is in terms of engineering. And I also find the structures really rather beautiful, and it's lucky that we've got them because since 1982 they have definitely prevented flooding in London. So thank goodness that somebody actually designed them and they were built. So yeah, that's the Thames Barrier. I just wanted to mention that. And then of course, on a slightly smaller scale, but equally as important, and also to prevent flooding, another feat of engineering, is this part of bilge pump here, which I have sort of slightly cleaned up. I haven't done a terribly good job of it It's wooden, leather, and there is also a leather valve on it. Now I believe it to be from late 19th, early 20th century, before, of course, electric bilge pumps. This one would have been manual. And I was searching the internet for information about bilge pumps, as you do, and I was trying to find a diagram of one that sort of incorporated something like this so I could work out how it worked exactly. And finally, I came across the website of the University of Houston, and they have a diagram which I shall put up here where you can see something very, very similar. So you can kind of see where this part of bilge pump fits into the larger entire bilge pump. But not only that, John Lienhart also just gives a little narrative all about bilge pumps. And I thought that you might like to listen to it. So bear with me. It's only just over a minute long, but listen to John explain all about bilge pumps because he does it a lot better than I ever could. Right, I'm going to play it to you now.
Today, we speak of bilge water and exploration. What was the most important supply item on board a sailing ship? Was it canvas, spare masts, food, water? Texas marine historian Thomas Ortling flatly states that a compact, efficient pump was most important of all. Just imagine, if you can, sailing 1,000 miles from any shore and finding you have a loose seam below the waterline. Imagine riding a wooden vessel with the ocean seeping in faster than it should. We call that leakage bilge water, and bilge remains a nasty word even today. After Columbus, voyages stretched into months, and bilge water became terrifying stuff indeed. History books don't say when the suction pump replaced bailing buckets. It was invented 60 years before Columbus. Those first suction pumps were pretty simple. Long tubes with plungers down the middle. You pulled the plunger and it sucked water up from below, like a hypodermic needle in reverse. The plunger had a leather flap valve. It let water through when you pushed it down, but the flap sealed it tight when you lifted it up. A laborer pushed the plunger up and down, and water flowed steadily upward. This small voyage of somebody's inventive mind made far grander voyages possible. I'm John Lienhart at the University of Houston, where we're interested in the way inventive minds work.
Well, thank you very much indeed to John Lienhart for that explanation. And I'm sure that you are very happy that you've learned something about bilge pumps. You just never know what you're going to learn when you go out mudlarking. And that is just one of the amazing things about it, really, because you come home with something that you know nothing about and that you would never normally do any research about. And then voila, you've got a load of information about bilge pumps to amaze guests at the next dinner party. So, bilge pumps. Now moving on to something a little more glamorous, or at least it used to be in a former life, and that is this stained glass window. Now, did it come from a door? Did it come from a church? We'll never know, and I don't even know how old it is. I'm guessing that it's going to be, again, late 19th, maybe early 20th century. Not terribly, terribly old. Maybe it's damage from World War II, because I know that they threw a lot of Blitz rubble and things that were damaged in World War II, bombs from World War II, into the Thames. So perhaps that's how it ended up in the river. But, you know, the fact that it's been there in the mud for decades, it was just lovely to pull it out and just to see the light streaming through the glass again. So I took it outside and cleaned it up yesterday, and then I held it up to the sun, and I could almost sense how happy it was to have the sun streaming through it once more. Yeah, really, really lovely. Some beautiful colours there. Reds and blues and some nice textured glass as well. But I love using broken glass in my artwork. Many of you will be aware I like to make particularly glass fish out of coloured glass. And on the subject of stained glass, you'll have also seen a little while back I actually showed some of my friend Christine's work, and her stained glass is absolutely stunning, isn't it? And again, this is made from bits of glass picked up along the Thames and together, put together like that. It's just absolutely magical. The other night I put some lights behind this and it just, yeah, looked absolutely magical. So I'll show you a little clip of that. So yeah, a lovely find. Gets the imagination going as to how it came to be in the Thames and where it used to be. And I'm not sure how to date it. If anybody has any tips on that, then please let me know. So what else have I got here in front of me? Well, I have got this pipe bowl, which I do find rather charming. There's two people on it. There seems to be like a horn next to one of them. The other one is holding something. I'm not quite sure what. You can see the burnt edges around the top there. So clearly somebody has enjoyed smoking that. I think it very possibly comes from the ancient order of foresters. I think that might be what the design is all about. I was looking them up and it's a possibility. But one thing is for sure is that there was still tobacco in it. I kept the mud in there and tipped it out, and indeed there was a little dottle, which is the official word for a bit of tobacco at the bottom of a pipe bowl. And that always amazes me to think that this tobacco, well over 100 years old, is still sitting at the bottom of a pipe bowl, perfectly preserved underneath the Thames mud. So this bowl probably dates back to maybe about 1840, so 1940. Wow, nearly 200 years old. Incredible, isn't it? And I'd love to get some of this tobacco tested one day to see exactly where it originates from. This is a rather lovely bottle stopper. I haven't been able to find a similar one. If any of you can, please let me know. I have Googled, can't find anything. So it's Spey Royal, which is apparently whiskey, and I have found some vintage adverts for Spey whiskey, but in all of the adverts that I found, I couldn't find anything, any bottle of whiskey with a stopper like that. So lovely stopper. It was just perfect for a stopper in the sun shot. The last find that I'm going to mention today is this quaint little brooch here, this wishbone and clover lucky brooch. Presumably whoever wore this in the past was hoping that it was going to bring them luck. Now, when I was searching online to see if I could find anything similar, I came across an example which is pretty much identical and shows what this would have looked like in its original lovely condition before it ended up languishing in the mud for decades. It's even got the little paste gemstones in it, so it was really nice to find an example of what it would have looked like originally. Now, talking of brooches, I've actually got a brooch here which I'm going to give away, and I'm also going to give away one of my Tideline Art Thames Pottery cards. I'm not sure which one yet, I've got a whole collection, but certainly one of them I'm going to give away. So how can you be in with a chance to win either a Thames Pottery card made with fragments of broken pottery and then hand painted by myself in my new studio? And how can you be in with a chance of winning one of Wendy's lovely brooches here? There you can see it a bit better. It's got a Thames garnet in it. Well, you can win it by putting a comment in the comment below, something that you've enjoyed about this video, followed by hashtag TidelineArt. Now, when I do the lottery thingy in about 2 weeks' time, the first name that comes up will win the card. Maybe not this exact one, but one of my cards. And the second name will win one of Wendy's brooches. So you've got to be in it to win it. So put down something in the comments below, followed by hashtag TidelineArt. And good luck, everybody. And I forgot to mention that I have listed some of my Thames Pottery cards on my shop in my Ko-fi site, and I do send them all around the world. So if you want to go and check them out and purchase one, then of course do feel absolutely free to do so. So that's it from me for now. I'd like to say a very big thank you to you all for watching my videos and for commenting and getting in touch with IDs, etc. I really appreciate you. You're such a fantastic community. And thank you too to everybody who has donated to my Ko-fi and my super thanks. And yeah, so go on and have a really good week ahead. Do something that you really enjoy. And don't forget that, like this stained glass window, if you're in a dark place, as sure as anything, your time will come again to shine. So be ready for that. In the meantime, until another mudlarking adventure, take care. And I'm sending you lots and lots of love from here in London. Bye-bye.